place you've always been, and you're going round in circles in the world you're living in. And when the tyranny of time's the only truth you've ever known, well then it's time to find a dream to call your own. When the road you're on is rising to your possibility, you can see a new horizon of where you want to be. Well, tomorrow is the promise that belongs to every day. Your life can change forever when your dream leads the way. Well, it's the calling of your life, it's finding your direction. You gotta make a new connection, you gotta find a place to start. Experience the glory of living your own story. It's the calling of your life, it's a journey of the heart.
What would you do right now if you knew you could use your compass to get past any failure?
Your compass is your inner sense of direction. It's the road that's guiding you to the fulfillment of your wildest dreams.
Your compass is the inner voice and inner vision and intuition and inspirations that are guiding you, prompting you, refining you to your magnificence.
It's what allows you to tap into that part of you that you know can do more and be more and give more in the world.
Everything that we are seeking outside of us is already inside of us. And all of the answers to every question that we have in life, we have if we go deep within. The greatest journey you can ever take is the journey of self-discovery.
The beginning. Before setting out on your journey, it's important to have a strong internal sense of yourself. A heart filled with purpose and multiple perspectives to give you clarity of thought as you discover what's possible.
They say the first step's the hardest one. Until you take it, no dream gets done. If you wanna grow, wanna win, you'll never know if you don't begin. You hold the future, it's in your hand. So tell the truth, your heart understands. Set your course to your own true way. Don't look back at yesterday. Your first step leads to amazing grace. The next one takes you to perhaps the hardest one.
If you're wondering whether now is the time for you to go after your goals and go after your dreams, the answer is absolutely yes.
What I encourage people to do is to have inertia, to get things going, and to practice what I call production before perfection, to get things going, to get the inertia going and make things happen.
Just trust. It's time for you. You can't wait for the time to be perfect, because the perfect time will never happen. You don't have to wait till you know more, do more, or be more. Your time is now.
And so the ongoing realization is that wow, there's only the now, really. And you're either blurred to it or you're seeing it clearly. And when you're seeing it clearly, you'll find yourself knowing what to do.
Do it. Do it. Get in the game. One of the things I talk about all the time is that one step in the right direction is worth 100 years of thinking about it.
There's an old saying that goes, timing is everything. I say, there is no right time, only missed opportunities.
You dream forward and you plan backwards. In other words, you go out to that dream and imagine that you're there already. You have it exactly the way you'd like it to be. And then you sort of, from that position of future, look back and say, all right, what did I have to do to get here? What were the steps? Then you make a pathway, a plan, that then when you get back to now, you have a pathway laid out for you that you can take one step at a time to make that journey manageable.
Well, you might be sitting there thinking, well, I don't know if I'm ready to take that first step on my journey. I don't know if I'm ready to begin this adventure. And if that's where you're at, well, you might be in for a rude awakening because you're already on your journey. You see, inaction is still an action. It's just not the type of action that serves you.
If you're not willing to risk, you can't grow. And if you can't grow, you cannot become your best. And if you cannot become your best, you can't be happy. And if you can't be happy, then what else is there?
This moment is precious. Take advantage of it and go after your dreams. You may get a little scared. You may even have doubts and fears, but guess what? At least you'll be feeling like you're living and you're going after your dreams, and that is what life is all about.
The next step is there. It knocks at your inner door. It's what I call the intuitive nudge that's asking you to take inspired action. It's waiting for you. It's probably tickling your soul right now as you watch this. So how do you know what the next step is? You turn within, you pay attention to yourself, and you follow your own inner guidance.
Foundation is very important because if you don't have a foundation, anything that you build will crumble.
As you're on your personal journey, your personal quest for success, whatever that means to you, I believe that you've got to have a foundation. And that foundation is going to be inherent in your self-esteem. Your self-esteem is what you think to be true about yourself. And the more you believe that you have the skills and the knowledge because you've done the work, the more you can do whatever it is you choose anywhere in the world and have that level of confidence and certainty that each one of us thrives to get.
I think it's very important that all of us work constantly to cultivate a sense of internal love and internal power, which most people don't have. Because you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are.
Everybody has a set of values in life, and these values dictate their destiny. And when you know your values and you set goals that are congruent with those values, you tend to increase the probability of achievement.
What are your core values? Who are you being? What do you want in life? How are you going to make sure that as you're moving towards your success, you know who and whose you are and where you stand in the middle of this thing called life?
Everybody needs a foundation in life, and you need that go-to place in order to feel grounded, to reevaluate who you are and where you want to go.
It's so important to know who you are, what your foundation is, where you're coming from, and then know where you're going. This is the foundation that you want to have before you build a great edifice of a life.
Now, the biggest single mistake that people make is they think that success should be easy, and they should be able to get it by thinking happy thoughts and rolling their eyes and getting into some get-rich-quick scheme. But all real lasting success takes a long time, and so you've got to build the foundation within yourself. You have to become the kind of person who can enjoy the success that you want to enjoy.
So many people change homes often throughout their lives and are in search of that feeling of being at home. They move, they can never find it. They're never truly at rest. They seek different religions and spirituality, but they can never really find home because they never find contentment.
Home can be either that place of environment where you come home to at the end of the day and you want it to be just a safe, comfortable atmosphere, calm, peaceful, energizing, whatever it would represent for you in the real world. And home is also that place of coming home to self.
Your home is an important place to start from. It's your springboard, it's your recuperation area, it's your grounding area, and whatever home is for you. Maybe it's your house, maybe it's your community, maybe it's your family, maybe it's your spiritual altar. You have a home you can always come back to and always springboard from again.
That's what you can draw from. That strength from home, you'll be able to go out in the world and find your greatness.
When we get into our home, we can find a place of security, a safe haven where we can be ourselves in spite of what is going on in the world around us.
So a home, a place of your own, a place that belongs to you, is an essential part of establishing the foundation for motivation and high accomplishment.
In design psychology, we say the home is the absolute basis of everything you do. Your surroundings absolutely affect how successful you will be and your progress. And what it is that you're being able to do is based on your surroundings every morning, every night. When you wake up, is it energizing? Is it conducive to your goals?
Because what is in your home is reflecting who you are. And what reflects who you are will come along the way with you all the time.
Home is essential to your success. You need to have this little safety net, this little nest that you can go to, that you can rest in, that you can recuperate in, that feels safe for you to rebuild your energy and your forces so that you can go back into the world and pursue your dream and follow your compass.
The universe is my playground, the world is my home, and every country is another room in the house, and every city is another platform I can share my heart and soul. I really believe that this whole world is my home, and I believe having a foundation of a home that's global allows you to do things across the world.
about having a vision, what we're really talking about is having the absolute clarity and the instruction of what it is we want our brain to focus on.
Your vision is your end game. Without it, there can be no direction, nowhere for you to go, nowhere for you to start, nowhere for you to end.
Clarity of thought and clarity of the vision is essential. The clearer the picture, the more direct the path to get exactly what you want.
The question is, what are you looking at? That's what vision is about. What you see when you look out at life, and how are you going to move based upon what you see?
Your vitality in life is directly proportionate to the vividness of your vision.
Get extremely clear about your vision. Get the most intricate details that you possibly can, right down to how things will look, the feel, the smell, the colors, the motion, whatever detail that you can possibly imagine in your mind first, you can then take action on and make that become a reality.
We are giving our brain the instruction of exactly what we want it to find in the physical world. We also put ourselves in a frequency to be able to resonate with anything that matches that vision.
Your vision is a dream of what's possible. Your mission is the manifestation of the possible dream through passion.
Well, visualization is a starting point because there seems to be a one-to-one relationship between how clear you are about what you want and how fast you move toward it and how fast it moves towards you. But it's not enough, because then you have to do the work. Then you have to take the steps. It's good to have a clear idea of the mountaintop, but now you have to hike.
Visualization is more of a first step. You visualize what you want, and then when you open your eyes, you take action. The action is what will lead to the completion of the very thing you've been visualizing.
What's my purpose? Why do I feel this way? Once I had answers, now only questions. I move forward not knowing exactly where I'm going, but in the direction of a fleeting feeling and an idea that I want for myself.
The journey of my life has traveled 3 different directions. The directions have been governed by the data of my life, the judgment of my life, and the feeling of my life. My creation led to my confusion because I was born with the last name Gay. And when you go to an all-boys school like Eton College, which is where the princes went to, with the last name Gay, it leads to a certain amount of confusion. Obviously, I had to act out because I wasn't gay. So I had to act out. And so I started to disrespect people. I just disrespect girls. I disrespect myself. And the confusion led to the compromise. I was 34 when the journey of my life shifted. I traveled from England to Australia to America. I was brought to the States by Cher, the rock and roll diva, the Oscar winner. She discovered me in Australia as her rock and roll promoter and sponsored me here to take her from cabaret to rock and roll. And at 34, I was living above the Hollywood Hills in a home built for Greta Garbo by the studio in 1920. I'd go down on a Friday night and play with my A-list rock and roll stars and my superstar actors. Even though my outside world looked incredibly fabulous, even though I had excess in the outside world, I lived in a world of rock and roll where excess could be accepted, and yet inside I could still have my own demons ran rampant. So things were certainly dawning upon me when I went down to the whiskey bar on a Labor Day when I was 34 years old on Sunset Marquee. I was about to start a weekend of binging that would get me through to Monday, and then I would be excessive in my business life again. And I went into the men's loo and had someone in there, I was taking some drugs, and that person that was actually of the opposite sex, she could have been 34, which I was, but she was 19, and she'd always been 19. But I'd just gone from 19 to 20 to 21 to 22 to 25 to 30 to 34. And it just happened that in that moment I looked in the mirror and I saw myself long enough, and some light appeared, something appeared that was of peace. Whatever happened in that room at 34, I came out different. I walked out of the bar. I didn't even say goodbye to my friends. I went back to my home, and in that moment, I gave up those buffers to my feelings. And at 34, my compass to my life changed from the goal line of my life to the learning line of my life. I've learned since 34 that to move into the accurate confession of my own judgment, to allow myself to turn and look at my shadow at every opportunity. Whenever I have anger or aspiration, whenever I want to blame myself or blame myself for being another, it's so much easier to give than it is to receive. The story of my life is that I am a crusader of love. I am a humanitarian, and I've been blessed in the last few years to do some very significant humanitarian work. Everything that I did through my early youth was proving my worth. I had to do everything I could to prove my own worth, prove it to myself, and therefore live in the light that I thought my father and my family expected of me. But then something else happened, and I realized later on, after I was 34, that nothing that I do ever proves me worthy. Nothing that you do, listening to this and watching this, will ever prove you worthy. We are worthy simply because we are. I am, and so are you.